Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Getting ready for the running of the Echo Save 200, our third race of 10 in Season 2 of the Black Mesa Truck Series. Getting ready to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 54 laps of racing. On the pole position, if you saw this morning's qualifying session, is Kiefer Quimby in the number 13 machine. Kiefer Quimby comes into the race weekend here at Las Vegas 30th in the standings, so he'll need a bounce back result. He is alongside of Cody Smart, who comes in this race third in the standings. A Steiner in row number 2 dropped 6 spots down to 20th in the points. Our winner from the birthday bash not that long ago, about almost a month ago. Alongside of her is E Sadler in the 34, gained 9 spots up to 6th in the standings. There's a look at the rest of the starting lineup for this afternoon's race. Getting ready for 54 laps of racing. Trying to make sure everybody does not have any problems. And looks like everybody is rolled off onto the track pool. Santi Messi is the points leader by 6 points over Carlos Rodriguez. Those are the top two in the Rookie of the Year standings. Cody Smart and Christian Williamson is tied for third, 7 points back. Tied for fifth is Maria Steiner, E Sadler. 11 points back is Bora Park, who's seventh. Ingrid Pollard tied with Sean Art and David Heller for eighth place. Getting ready for 54 laps of racing. To refresh everybody's mind, who we have for the interlopers, we have Lauren Grubius making her first start of the year. In fact, her only start of the year. Courtney Lynn, Todd Montgomery, a couple of Winston Cup interlopers. And Mitchell Hodak in the 97. That's who we have in today's race. So those four only running a limited schedule. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here at Las Vegas. The test race went caution-free. This is actually my second attempt at this race because I did record this race, but typical Screen.io fashion, it decided to corrupt the recording, which really annoyed the hell out of me. So I've had to, quote, reboot my recording system, and I has also restarted my laptop. So there you go. As everybody did take the start, so that's good. Kiefer Quimby will lead the first lap. There's A Steiner, as I mentioned, our winner from the birthday bash almost a month ago. That's Cody Smart right there in the third position. Cody is going to be one of a handful of drivers that will make the trip to Watkins Glen for tomorrow afternoon's race in the Oreo Cup Series. He's also going to race on Sunday, as we have a quadruple header weekend this weekend. There's the highest Toyota. That's Futaba Sakura. Futaba failed 16 spots to 22nd in the points. There's D Greene right behind her in 7th. And back up front, Kiefer Quimby leading the race. Of course, the sun has been out all day, so it's been beaming down this racetrack. So these trucks are going to have a lot less grip than when we had sunny conditions. As Bora Park, way up the racetrack, she's up there in what we call no man's land. The South Korean driver. Let's check the back of the field here. Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, Mark Games is upside down. He's collected Carmen Alejandro, Dylan James, and that's Evelyn Gray. Skylar Taylor got a piece of it, and the caution is out. Callie Burke is involved. So much for checking the rear of the field as we're racing back to the caution, our first of the day. And Cody Smart just took the lead from the 13 of Kiefer Quinby. Bora Park will take second. Where is fourth place? Oh, they took the yellow. That's why. So the caution is out. If they pit now, they would not make it the rest of the way. Because remember, fuel is on ×2. They can go at least 32 laps on a fuel run. 33 at least. So we'll see if we're going to have some pit stops in this race. And while these drivers are thinking about pit stops, let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what caused our first yellow of the race in the Echo Save 200 here at Las Vegas. Okay, it starts up here with Mark Games. I think it's a 4-wide situation. It's Helga Gunnarsson in the 7. Helga Gunnarsson was out of control, came down into Mark Games, also spun the 98 of Matt Boyle. She was in a 4-wide situation with Todd Montgomery. Santi Messi, the points leader, got a piece of it. Evelyn Gray got turned by Callie Burke. And then Skylar Taylor's going to run the back of the Soda Sense Ford F-Series of Matt Boyle. I'm still trying to remember names here. This is what happened to Mark Games' perspective. You basically already saw it, but we'll show it to you a second time. Looks like he's going to get clipped by Dylan James. Carmen Alejandro nowhere to go in the side of the T-Sport Ford F-Series. And upside down goes Mark Games in the 91. Lands on top of the JBL Toyota of Evelyn Gray. And then Carmen Alejandro doesn't get any more damage. Looks like Dylan James, his day is going to be done. Same with Mark Games, and we're going to have some drivers out of the race. The test race was calm and clean. The actual race, not going to be the case, as we're going to head back to the restart here at Las Vegas. We're going to go back to green here on lap number 10 of 54, That will give us a total of 45 laps of racing to go. Top 10 as we go back to green. Cody Smart, the leader. Bora Park, second. Kiefer Quinby, third. Anna Steiner, fourth, with Futaba Sakura in fifth. Santi Messi is now 1 lap down. Derek Green is 6th. Ingrid Pollard 7th. Lauren Grubius is 8th. 9th, Christian Williamson and Senor Sean will complete the top 10. And the honorable mention of Courtney Lynn in 11th. Drivers out from that incident, just the 2 that were out of the race. That would be Dylan James and Mark Games. Dylan James comes into this race, if I find him in the points, dropped 11 spots down to 13th in the standings, so that's 2 weeks in a row for him. Mark Games, on the other hand, gained 5 spots up to 18th in the points. He'll fall outside the top 20 in the standings. Santi Messi has no hood, as this is also going to make him lose the points lead. And the driver that was trying to run him down for the points lead, restarting in 34th, that's Carlos Rodriguez, who is second in the points and second the Rookie of the Year standings. And we talked about Carlos Rodriguez just a second ago, so we're back to green here at Las Vegas. We also talked about Courtney Lynn. There's a lot of drivers in this field. Oh, Ingrid Pollard almost got into Santi Messi. There's Ingrid Pollard running in 7th. As Pollard's having a quiet start to this race. Pollard is 8th in the standings. She is one of those drivers that are in the Craftsman Truck Series that's going to be in a must-win situation the next 3 races, beginning this weekend at the Glen, because she has not found victory lane, and she's right near the 20th in the standings cut line over in that series. Of course, they are racing this weekend at the Glen, so like I said, a number of drivers from the Craftsman Truck Series, the Busch and Winston Cup, along with the Oreo Cup Series, all going to make the flight over to Watkins Glen at the conclusion of this race. So this is basically their, as I call it, the start of their race weekend. Of course, we had the second elimination race for the Oreo Cup Series. That's Cody Smart trying to hold up Bora Park. Cody Smart is also another driver in the Winston Cup Series. Of course, they raced at Papyrus last week. Cody Smart is second in the Winston Cup points, which he has a very healthy margin between himself and the 30th in the standings cut line. So he's looking pretty good to make the Winston Cup Series playoffs. Of course, he just got eliminated in the Oreo Cup Series playoffs. D Greene, the 99, having a quiet run. Derek Green dropped 11 spots down to 15th in the points. There's Ingrid Pollard trying to get around Futaba Sakura. We talked about Courtney Lynn, one of the drivers Carlos Rodriguez, one of the drivers that is definitely going to be going into that race weekend along with Michael Brown in a must-win situation in the Craftsman Truck Series. You can say the same thing for Ingrid Pollard, because she also has not found victory lane. As Futaba is about to lose another spot to Coca-Cola Truck Series hero Lauren Grubius in the second Rackley War 25 truck. Lauren Grubius went to victory lane in the Coca-Cola Truck Series in 2023. Sadly for her, she was not high enough in points to have her win count for a spot in the playoffs, but she ended up finishing in the top 15 in the point standings as a rookie. That's pretty damn impressive. There's Christian Williamson. There's Sean Art. Sean, who just recently got eliminated from the Oreo Cup Series playoffs. He was one of the 4 drivers eliminated after Coca-Cola last week. There's Mohammed Zain. Molly Laurel. There's Jesse Art. Jesse is also another driver that's going to be making the flight over to Watkins Glen. She's also locked into the Craftsman Truck Series chase for the championship over in that series. She is a former winner this season. She's doing a lot better in the Craftsman Truck Series than she is in the Oreo Cup Series. Not trying to pick sides here. And also, I forgot to mention, Sean Art is another one of those drivers who is entering this weekend in a must-win situation. Jesse Art is 14th in the points. She is only a total of 22 points ahead of the 20th in the standings cut line. Sarah Thomas underneath Courtney Lynn. Courtney Lynn's going to be already under enough pressure as it is. We talked about this in qualifying this morning. Courtney Lynn enters the Winston Cup race at the Glen 26th in the points. So the good news is she's in the top 30 in the points. The bad news is she's only 11 points ahead of the 30th in the standings cut line. So I'd be a little concerned about that. As Maria Steiner losing a spot to Michael Brown. There's Nathan Orman, his team owner. Michael Brown, no doubt, despite running well inside the top 10 in the Craftsman Truck Series points, no doubt Michael Brown's in a must-win situation. No doubt he's in a must-win. He has to win the next 3 races if he wants to have any chances of making the playoffs. There's Quentin Moore, who was eliminated in the Oreo Cup Series playoffs. Sophia Woodward not having a good run. There's David Heller. There's our former champion, Todd Montgomery in the Craftsman Truck Series, as well as in the Coca-Cola Truck Series, as well as Buffalo Wild Wings. And there's Carlos Rodriguez. He's going to have a lot of pressure on himself. Did not have a good run in the last race at Papyrus. He's going to be in a must-win situation. I can tell you that for certainty. As Brian James. He really needs to get his qualifying effort going. Helga Gunnarsson dropping back. Dave James, Jacob Foster. Callie Burke was involved. Same with Evelyn Grace, Skylar Taylor, Matt Boyle, and Carmen Alejandro. And Bora Park leads the race. Of course. As Cody Smart just got around Bora Park, the question is going to be, are they going to make some pit stops? Because they cannot go 54 laps on a tank of fuel. I was looking at the schedule. So a lot of these drivers going to be heading to, as we tell you, our race weekend. We got Go or Go Home qualifying tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by the Oreo Cup Series, the first race of the Elite Eight. That will begin at we're going to do at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have the Craftsman Truck Series, the Busch Series, the Winston Cup race to wrap up the Watkins Glen race weekend. Next week, we have the Red Bull GT Series race at Sonoma. Which, by the way, for those who are not aware, Jared Johnson is going to be kicked out of the 4-car after next week's race at Sonoma. As we're past the midway point of this race, has anybody come to pit road? Or is everybody staying out? It's like nobody's come to pit road, so they'll pit next time by. We're past the halfway point, by the way. Tuesday, we'll have the Oreo Cup Series. Go or Go Home qualifying. Then we'll have the finale for the M&M's Cup Series at Milwaukee. Then we'll have the Oreo Cup Series race, the middle race of the round of 8 from Kentucky. And then Busch and Winston Cup from Loudon, New Hampshire. Before we will have the Red Bull GT Series race at Auto Club. That's the following week. This series will be on August 19th at Phoenix International Raceway, with qualifying at noon Eastern Standard Time, the race at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we head to Daytona for our final elimination race for the Oreo Cup Series to set us up for a Championship 4 race at Charlotte to finish up their season. So we will see these drivers August 19th at Phoenix. Right before we have Busch and Winston Cup coming your way from Richmond as we have pit stops. A lot of drivers going to go ahead and make some pit stops here. Oh, got a spin in the back. That's the 18 of Carlos Rodriguez. He got booted by somebody. I don't know who it was. There is no caution because he was out of harm's way. He was on the access. He was on pit road, but he got turned by somebody. As Cody Smart's going to come to pit road just past the halfway point of this race. Hopefully Carlos doesn't have any damage to the Luna Chevrolet. That would be disastrous if he does. As Cody Smart leads the rest of the drivers on the pit road. We saw in the test race someone overshot their pit stall, which was Skylar Taylor, as Cody Smart nearly ran into Carlos Rodriguez. Wouldn't that have been a disaster if that happened? See what Cody Smart's team's going to do. Tires. Kind of expected they're going to go with 4 tires. And now these drivers will more than likely make it the rest of the way on just the pit stop. Cody Smart is down and away. But you got to make sure you get off pit road clean. We saw what happened in the test race. If you carry too much speed coming off pit road and go up on the apron, that is a blend line violation. You will get a penalty as far as that's concerned. I'm trying to see who's the leader. I think it might be Mohammed Zain, because he just did the overcut or the undercut. Is he the leader? Yes, he is. He did the undercut on Cody Smart. So move the number 44 to the race lead. Mohammed Zain came into this race 28th in the points, so he really need to turn what has been a slow start to this short, quick season around, but he's going to get held up by Carmen Alejandro, who was involved in our only caution up to this point. Thankfully, he gets by her without much of an issue. Wonder if Santi Messi's going to let him go. Yes, he will. No need for Santi to hold up the leader. In the Mask Owl Chevrolet out of Nice Motorsports. So good job by the 44, the Chevrolet out of Nice Motorsports. This is the team that won the championship with Skylar Taylor last season. Eric Sadler is 3 laps down. I have to figure out what happened to the 34 machine. Why is he 3 laps down? Did he have what I think he had? Because apparently he's 3 laps down. Or did he make a mistake? Let's see. Wonder if he got hit. Oh, he must have teleported to pit road. Or did we have a pit lane contact? Or did he overshot? We're going to find out right now. Or did he have a problem? One of the two. Because I don't understand. Oh, he had a problem. Okay, so he was stalled on the apron. Had a flat tire, couldn't get back to pit road. Had to teleport to pit road. And now he's 3 laps down as a result. We know Carmen Alejandro is a lap down. Santi Messi's 3 laps down. And Eric Sadler is still up to speed. That's the good news. The bad news is he's 3 laps down. That's another driver who came in running well in points, E Sadler. Carlos Rodriguez. We're going to find out what happened to Carlos. While Mohammed Zain is lead, let's go ahead and look at a replay of what happened to Carlos Rodriguez. Because somebody got into the back of him coming into pit road. We're going to find out who. Hopefully it was not one of Ormy's drivers. Otherwise, there's going to be some serious consequences. Let's see. So we're going to look at a replay. Let's go to... was it the 7, I'm assuming? Let's see. Or did he run the back? Oh, he ran the back of Pollard. Okay. So he ran the back of Ingrid Pollard. So he could have slowed up a little bit better. Okay, so that would explain why he spun. He ran the back of Ingrid Pollard, couldn't get slowed down. So that would make a lot of sense why he spun out. Michael Brown is off the lead lap. He's on pit road, but the engine let go. Oh, and he almost got hit by, that was Sophia Woodward. That was close. So it looks like, so Michael Brown's day is done. That's not good momentum for him going into the Watkins Glen this weekend. And remember, he's one of those drivers I just mentioned needs a win to make the playoffs in the Craftsman Truck Series. Well, that momentum went up in flames just like that. A header let go on the 88 machine. And like I said, nearly wiped out Sophia Woodward as a result. That's a tough break for Michael Brown. And he gained 16 spots up to 17th in points. So this is not going to help him well. Cody Smart running in 6th. Right now, according to my live points, looks like Christian Williamson is going to more than likely not just take the points lead, but take the Rookie of the Year points lead heading into our next race at Phoenix in a few weeks' time. So that's basically what's happened. So we have 36 drivers still in the race, 36 on the lead lap, 39 of the 42 drivers still in the race, and 3 drivers now back behind the wall. Michael Brown due to a mechanical failure, and then Dylan James Mark Games due to our only caution of the afternoon. As Christian Williamson has really reeled in the 44 of Mohammed Zain. And here he comes. He's looking for the race lead in that Napa Chevrolet. And look who's right behind him, Futaba Sakura. Not also Dylan Ebrahimian's right there. Don't count out Cody Smart. I want to give a shout out to this lady right here, Lauren Grubius. Having a solid, quiet outing in her, what could be her only start of the year. And she's making a hero of herself as a result. And this driver is going to be in the Craftsman Truck Series starting next season. As Williamson got a bit tight, and now here comes Ebrahimian under Sakura. And that's allowing Mohammed Zain just to pull away just like that. We're inside of 10 to go, oh, by the way. And traffic for Mohammed Zain. This has been a good run. That's a well needed run for the 5, but Lauren Grubius has really made a name of herself, and like I said, we're glad to have her in the Craftsman Truck Series for Season 2. There's Molly Laurel in the 4, Sarah Thomas in the 56. It would be called Sarah Taylor in the Red Bull GT Series for Season 5, although we all know it's going to be Skylar Taylor. As Santi Messi gets in the way, Mohammed Zain panicked and had to jerk his truck to the left, trying to avoid not running in the back of the 95. Remember, that's the truck that's the team Nathan Orman runs in the Oreo Cup Series. Not truck. I've had a long work week, okay? So, as of this recording, I've been having like Monday through Thursdays be my off days so I can have some time to record some races for you guys. And also, I have a walkthrough still going on, so just bear with me. So, now you know why Lauren Grubius is going to be one of those drivers who's. I have a good feeling Lauren Grubius is going to tear it up like Terry Labonte and go bam like Ken Schrader in the Craftsman Truck Series for Season 2. I can't wait to see what she can do in the Craftsman Truck Series for Season 2. Which I'll have more information on the Craftsman Truck Series. And I don't know how many seasons of Oreo I'm going to do. We'll see. Here comes Christian Williams, excuse me, not Williamson. Why did I say Williams? Christian Williams, excuse me, takes the lead. Before any of you say nice derb, to be fair, it's 11 o'clock at night as I'm recording this race. So, yeah. Wish we had a driver name called Christian Williamson, but Christian Williams trying to take the lead. I tell you what, if she pulls off this win, DVR is going to be undefeated at Las Vegas. Oh my goodness. If she pulls off that win, I'm going to get a lot of hate mail after this race is over. Which, interesting note, we've never had an interloper go to victory lane in neither the M&M's Cup Series nor this series. And Lauren Grubius is trying to become the first driver to do that. As Williams gets by, white flag is in the air. One more lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Cody Smart going to fight for second place on Mohammed Zain, who led a good part of the second half of the race. But Christian Williams in the number 19 Napa Chevrolet will go through 3 and 4, and Christian Williams is going to win the EcoScape 200 here today at Las Vegas. And he will no doubtably take the points lead over Cody Smart. What a job for the Napa Chevrolet out of MHR, which I don't know the team name it's called. Standings are absolutely official. Yes, I did save the export for race 3, so if anyone's asking, so there we go. Cody Smart will get second, still a good run. He'll be second in points leaving today. Mohammed Zain third, Lauren Grubius fourth. I have a very good feeling there's going to be a lot of teams in the Craftsman Truck Series that are going to be very eager for her services in Season 2. I can guarantee you that. Molly Laurel gets fifth. Futaba Sakura gets sixth. A well-needed run for Futaba. I think that will make team owner Jacob Foster very pleased. Molly was 23rd in the points. And Futaba, well needed bounce back run for her after her struggles. D Ebrahimian will get 7th. Bora Park, who led a good part of this race, gets 8th. Sarah Thomas, dead last in points of the drivers that are running the full schedule, comes home in 9th. Good run. And Ellie Rose, another driver who really struggled. So a couple of drivers that are 39th and 40th in the standings, all nab top 10 results. Well done to those drivers. Shane Link gets 11th. Sean Art, 1 week after he got eliminated from the Oreo Cup Series Championship, in 12th. Sophia Woodward, 13th. Courtney Lynn gets 14th. I wonder how Nathan Orman is feeling about a 14th for Courtney Lynn, because like I said, we talked about this in qualifying earlier today. Courtney Lynn needs a solid performance because, like I said, she's really needing something to boost what has been a struggling year for her and trying to fight in the Winston Cup Championship, as she's only 11 points ahead of the 30th in the standings cut line. Hopefully this will be good momentum booster for her going into the Oreo Cup race tomorrow, as well as the Winston Cup race on Sunday. Jessie Ard, this is good momentum for her going into the Oreo Cup Series races. She's already not in the championship hunt, but a solid 15th place for her. Quinton Moore, Derek Green, Brian James, Nathan Orman gets 19th. So Ormy's happy that Williams went to victory lane. Happy Courtney Lynn got a good run. And Jacob Foster comes home in the 20th position. So I think Ormy will be very happy for Christian Williams going to victory lane, and happy that Courtney Lynn has gotten a solid result after she's had a complete nightmare of a year, if you ask me. So a lot of drivers did not have good results. As you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results, Carlos Rodriguez, 31st, came in straight second in points. He's going to drop through the points table like a rock. Skylar Taylor got caught up in that first caution of the race, going to finish in 35th. She will be the last car to finish on the lead lap, as we had 39 trucks finish the race, 35 of them on the lead lap. Santi Messi was the last car to finish the race in the 39th position. By the way, he was your points leader and rookie to your points leader coming into this race. As far as that is concerned, 3 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. Michael Brown, the non-crash we had today, mechanical failure really took him out of the race. So I talked about, Courtney Lynn needed good momentum going into the race weekend at the Glen. Well, Michael Brown had the other way around. Michael Brown will need a bounce back coming up on Friday in the Craftsman Truck Series. And remember, he's one of those drivers. And Ingrid Pollard, I would have to say the same for her. Those two are going to need good runs at Watkins Glen. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a no-doubt must-win situation, if you ask me. Todd Montgomery, good run for him, although he's going to be in a must-win situation for the Cup race on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. And then Mark Games, Dylan James were, due to our only caution of the race, they will finish in the 41st and the 42nd position. Not a good run for those two. They had good results last week, or last time out, not the case today. But Christian Williams will go to victory lane for the first time in his Black Mesa Truck Series career. Where will this put? He will probably take the points lead heading into next week's race, into our next race at Phoenix. But who will be second in points? That's going to be the question. More than likely, it'll be Cody Smart as far as that's concerned. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association, the Blue Hedgehog TV, for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmit or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you, fans, for your continued support of the World Racing Association, and we hope you enjoyed today's race and broadcast here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you guys enjoyed this race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. I really hope Brian James gets his qualifying effort together, because this would be embarrassing if he goes 4 for 4. It's starting at the rear of the field. Who knows? It may be a good lucky charm, nevertheless. Nevertheless, we've shown you your full finisher results. What did it do to the points? That's down in the description, heading into our next race at Phoenix next time out. Good, safe travels to a number of drivers that are in the Oreo Cup Series as we get ready for the first race of the Elite 8. Then the Craftsman Trucks Busch and Winston Cup Series coming your way from the Glen as well. A quadruple header of racing. If you like road course racing, you've come to the right place for this channel. We're going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then next week we'll be continuing road course actually as Thursday through Monday as we have the Red Bull GT Series coming your way from Sonoma, another track for Nathan Orman, and also a home track for Riley Anderson because she will be waving a green flag Monday afternoon for the Sonoma race. Until the next time we see you, whether it's tomorrow's Oreo Cup Series race or the next Black Mesa Truck Series race, I'm D Ebrahimian signing off. You've been watching another broadcast of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.